History is filled with grand ambitions, with colossal projects that aimed to reshape the world. Few were as ambitious, prolonged, or as ultimately fraught with failure as the Crusades. For nearly 200 years, from the late 11th to the close of the 13th century, waves of European knights, soldiers, and pilgrims marched and sailed east. Their stated goal was monumental: to seize and hold the Holy Land, a region sacred to three world religions, from Muslim control. Before we explore reasons for failure, we need to understand the world they moved through. Let's lay out the map. Imagine you are a knight in France in 1095, or a knight in Germany in 1095. The Holy Land, centered on Jerusalem, lies an immense distance away, a journey of over 2,000 miles. Crossing mountains, crossing plains, and treacherous seas. Your world is a mosaic of kingdoms and fiefdoms. The world you enter is the heart of the Islamic world, controlled by Seljuk Turkish dynasties and Arab dynasties. Between you and your destination lies Byzantium, a Christian but culturally different power, with its magnificent capital at Constantinople. Geography is the foundation of everything that follows. Distance was the first and greatest obstacle. Now, the timeline. Not a single war, but a series spanning generations. It began in 1095 with Pope Urban II, sparking the First Crusade. War is an army that marches on its stomach. And for the Crusaders, their stomachs were often empty. The single greatest reason for failure was logistics. Logistics is moving, supplying, and maintaining an army. For medieval forces, it was monumental. For a 2,000-mile march, a nightmare. No centralized supply corps, no organized system for distributing food, water, and equipment. They improvised as they went. Imagine tens of thousands on the move, including non-combatants, needing food every day. Supplies ran out quickly. Foraging took from locals, bred resentment, and slowed the march. In central Anatolia, there was nothing to take. Horses died by the thousands. A knight without a horse is a slow man in heavy armor. Armies arrived exhausted, disorganized, and unready for battle. An army needs a single, clear-thinking commander. The Crusades almost never had one. Coalitions of independent princes, each with his own agenda, his own ambitions, and his own troops. They brought rivalries and feuds with them to the Holy Land. A French king refused an English king's orders. Others saw chances to carve out personal realms. Disunity poisoned strategy from the start. Imagine a war council where every general has a veto. Decisions based on compromise and ego, not intelligence. Good plans rejected because rivals proposed them. Leaders abandoned main objectives to chase their own. Baldwin left the First Crusade to found Edessa, weakening the drive on Jerusalem. The most notorious detour, the Fourth Crusade. Unable to pay Venice, they attacked Zara to settle debts. Then politics diverted them to Constantinople. In 1204, they sacked the greatest Christian city, damaging East-West relations irreparably. The ultimate failure of leadership. In most campaigns, disease kills more than the sword. For the Crusaders, it was relentless. Massive, crowded moving cities, living unsanitarily, with no germ theory. Water contaminated by waste, food spoiled in heat. Pests everywhere, dysentery, typhoid, scurvy. Epidemics tore through camps. They killed far more than battle. Sieges magnified the filth. Men weakened by hunger and exhaustion. Medicine was crude, often harmful. Armies melted away without an arrow fired. At Antioch, pestilence and starvation ravaged the victors, until a relic rallied them to a desperate, unlikely victory. The cost in lives was catastrophic. A distant war needs constant home support. The Crusades were ruinously expensive. Lords sold or mortgaged lands. Money for troops, supplies, fortifications. Silver had to flow nonstop. Over time, fervor faded. Politics at home diverted men and money. The Crusaders invaded a sophisticated, resilient civilization, with proud military traditions and skilled commanders. Early fragmentation gave way to unity under leaders like Zengi, Nur al-Din, and Salah al-Din. Saladin united Egypt and Syria, surrounding the Crusader states. In 1187, he lured them from water at Hattin and destroyed the army. City after city fell. Jerusalem surrendered peacefully. Local forces, acclimatized and numerous, chose when and where to strike. Magnificent castles held ground, but could not win a war. The failure cost lives and fortunes over 2 centuries. Generations were impoverished or wiped out. The dream of a Christian-held Jerusalem died in 1291. The Crusades poisoned Christian-Islamic relations and deepened schisms with the East. The 1204 sack shattered Byzantium, easing later Ottoman conquest. Yet logistical demands fueled trade, empowering Italian city-states. Ideas and goods flowed west, science, medicine, philosophy, seeding change. The reasons for failure were mundane, yet powerful: geography and distance, disunity and bickering leadership, disease and hunger, and resilient local powers that adapted and united.